this, but we got it.
Good morning, about 20 after 8 on Monday. Got the camper organized a little bit and waiting for the campsite people to come around and get me set up in my spot so I can get in and start looking around and see what this is all about here at Barrett-Jackson. Met up with the guy that kind of runs the camping end of things here, hooking me up with an awesome spot right near the entrance, helping me out with everything I need to know. Okay, here we are, all set up. The entrance is just behind me here. I'll flip this around actually. That's the entrance. So he's got me set up super close. This is just the general entrance. There's always a big line. He also hooked me up with a guest bidder badge. So I enter over there somewhere. I gotta go check it out. All cleaned up and ready to go. Heading in now to check things out. See you on the inside. 69 Roadrunner. It's in the Barrett Cup. Love that back wheel. Super deep dish. Nice car.
Damage report.
one that Kevin is possibly interested in if it goes cheap enough, because it is just a Fiero kit car. But it does look the part from the Vacation movie with Christy Brinkley. And here's the other one they were thinking about. Take a walk around here, check it out. Doesn't look like it would be very hard to recreate. Just a bunch of shag carpet. Wouldn't want to see this one get wet. I have the RC car version of this Snap-on truck. Interesting to see what something like that sells for. Stretched out. Looks like a 7-passenger Bronco. Extremely windy out here, but I won't complain too much because it is warm. Cold wind, warm sun.
To get down 15 down. Down 500, and now half. And then we go down to Hamburg. Sold $8,000. Emma, through bigger pants here. That's $7,000.
Steering and power brakes. It still has its original patina paint, as you can see. Those 20-inch wheels, 20-inch tires, a beautiful little custom 1965 Suburban.
12 said no, so 11.5 at any rate.
Jeep CJ5 Custom.
20, how can I buy? We're going to get a 20 grand down. We're going to get $8,000. We're going to get $15,000. Come here.
89 Dodge Ram B250 conversion van.
We're going to get $13,000. Come here.
A 1988 Chevy Blazer custom SUV. Car chemical limits issued on 9/11/96.
Tonight. So $13,500.
1973 GMC 2500 camper special pickup. Now it's
11.12 a night. So $11,000. And then there's 20 grand down for 21 a night. So $20,000 there.
1976 GMC Bandura 2500 Mystery Machine recreation. Time
a night. So $20,000. Internet.
50 back with an automatic transmission.
So $15,500.
Plus 1979 Chevrolet Unknown.
$17,000. So $16,580.
Pontiac Firebird Trans Am recreation.
So I want to see.
So $32,000.
1978 Chevrolet Corvette Silver Anniversary Edition. L82 350 with a 3-speed automatic.
So $20,000.
1967. Original collection. It was you. $70,000. Picture here. This is got the 66 of the description change $10,000.
Let's see if Kevin buys it. Wow, that seems nuts. 18,000 Canadian for an Explorer with some paint. Kevin and Brandon crushed a better one. Wow, that's a lot of money. Euro kit car.
Here's a 1994 custom display. Yes, sir.
Wow, this is going crazy for the wrong year van and a terribly done job.
Creation because the concept of the version. So, 1960s get they were just off his so that he won down on sale only. Alright, so you've got the monster coach, you've got to have the dragging down. So, I was 1921 model title. So,
Kevin and Brandon checking out their purchase. Beverly Hillbillies. He probably just wanted all the junk in the back. 1921 Olds.
Good morning, everybody. Gonna head into the auction here soon. Today's one of the big days for the movie replica vehicles. I'm just gonna go through a couple of the things, look at the app here, and filming this the next morning to be able to go over the footage with you and the prices of the vehicles that went through that were pretty surprising. Some of this stuff goes for so much money, it blows my mind. So anyway, in the beginning there was a couple of specialty golf carts, the Bing Crosby and Lucille Ball, I guess golf carts they used. Like the Lucille one went for $7,700, where the Bing Crosby went for $27,500. So crazy to see stuff like that. And then moving into the movie kind of vehicles, the first one that just blows my mind and is the 1993 Ford Explorer Jurassic Park Tour Vehicle Recreation. This is literally just a 93 Ford Explorer with a blue upholstery and a wrap. It is nothing more than that, and it sold for $22,000 US. That is just mind-blowing. I don't get it. So that, and then also the other vehicle we were looking at potentially if it went for a decent price was the 1986 Pontiac Fiero, which was the National Lampoon's Vacation Ferrari Recreation. So basically it was a Ferrari body-kitted Fiero, body-kitted for Ferrari, to kind of look the part. And it's not even really that close, but it was close enough that if it was a good enough price, Kevin and Brandon would have, had it to just kind of sit beside the vacation vehicles and kind of look the part. But at $22,000 American, that is just unbelievable. And then carrying on further, things just kind of stick out. The Wayne's World Pacer that went through. It's a 1976 AMC Pacer. Wayne's World Recreation again. Not done great, not terrible, but not even that great. And it was $33,000. There was nothing that stood out positively on it. Kevin and Brandon bought one a couple years ago that we redid at Stone's to make kind of perfect, but they could have just put the decals on the one they bought and a couple of speakers in it and a can crusher, and it would have been better than this car, and it would have been nowhere near $33,000 US. So I know things do go up a bit over the couple of years. Things have gone up a bit, but not that much. That was a little surprising. Scrolling through a little bit further, there was the odd good deal, but nothing to point out. The next vehicle that we were here to look at was the 89 Ford Econoline van, which was the shag and wagon recreation, the mutt truck or whatever you like to call it. It was the wrong van, and the shape of like well, pretty much the shape of everything was very far off, but especially the nose of the van. The nose had no resemblance of the one in the movie. The one in the movie actually was long, like a dog's snout. This is just, it was just a box. It really did not have any resemblance of the movie one if you look at a screenshot. And that sold for $30,800 US. So essentially, for $30,800, you've bought $3,000 or $4,000 van and some shag carpet. So that was pretty surprising. We thought maybe $3,000 to $5,000 is all that would go through, but sorry. We were wrong, obviously. And then another one that was super surprising was the Bluesmobile recreation, $38,500. The most expensive surprise I had was that they called it a 1989 Chevrolet Corvette Speed Racer recreation. So I'm not sure if they used an 89 Vet and made it look more like a C3 Corvette, and then to make it look like the Speed Racer. I'm not sure. I didn't 100% look into it, but $110,000. And I don't know, like, it's just a recreation, so I don't think there's any provenance there of why it would be $110,000. Granted, to build something like that would cost more than that. So I guess if you really wanted one, it's probably a deal, but I don't know. It seemed crazy. Yeah, so just scrolling through. The kit car sold for $41,800. I don't know the value of those. That one was a convertible, so it came out kind of, I guess, in one season. It was in convertible, so that was I don't know, $41,800. That might be a good price. I'm not 100% sure. There was a 74 Ford Econoline Mystery Machine. It was pretty clean. The paint was really nice. Not sure if that's kind of the correct van. It seemed a little big to me, but that sold for $58,300. So I know that was a surprise to some people. Went for quite a bit of money. And the 68 Ford Chitty Chitty Bang Bang recreation, our friends at Lawyer Garage, I believe, bought that for $77,000. That's who Kevin and Brandon got the vacation vehicles from that we drove out to Virginia Beach to get. So that's just word I heard that he was the one that might have purchased that. So don't quote me on that, but I'm sure if he did, it'll be on his Instagram. And then there was also a decent buy. I think it was a little steep, but maybe not. The 82 Ford Crown Victoria Family Truckster recreation, another vacation vehicle. It was pretty cleanly done. A couple things were a little nicer than the one that Kevin bought before, but then there was a couple things that weren't as good. So it was kind of, I think equal in one way. And it sold for $52,800. See if there's more things that point out. There's the 1921 Oldsmobile Model 46 Beverly Hillbillies Swamp Rat recreation. I believe that's the one Kevin and Brandon purchased, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, and then after that, it just went into some modern vehicles, and by then we were ready to head out for dinner. I'm going to go in, and the first thing I'm going to do is record the vehicles that do have the ribbon that are in the top 5. And while I'm there, hopefully they'll be announcing, I think, the third one, if it hasn't already this morning. The auction's already started an hour ago. I know they put it out fairly early the first day, but I'm not sure exactly the time. But anyway, so there's 2 already with the ribbons, so I want to try and get good videos of those this morning before it gets busy. And then I believe there is a couple of the better, or I shouldn't say better, but the bigger kind of dollar movie vehicles that run through today. So those would be the only ones I'd probably record. And I think that is the Time Machine that is here, and as well the Echo one that is here. And the Echo one that is here, Brandon has been doing some research on it, and it's the exact vehicle that was used in the movie. It's a 1959 Meteor something or other. Sorry, I don't know the knowledge of this stuff, but theirs is made with a vehicle that isn't 100% correct, but very close. And this one is made from, I guess, the correct vehicle. There's like 30 to 50 known still in existence. There wasn't many that were Coach made back then from that company. So just the value of the vehicle alone is high, and then being the Etco one recreation should put this in the $300,000 range based on history sales. So let's see what that one goes for. It's either today or tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure on that. I spent the morning looking up what I'm going to do after here. I did find campground I think I'm going to go to. I'm just going to look it up on my phone here again. In Pomona, there's a Fairplex RV park, which is kind of like where I'm at now, where they have I guess a campground fairly close to the fairground or where the car show is. So I'm going to phone there later today and hopefully book a spot. But before then, I have almost a week to kill. I found a place near San Diego that looks really nice, and I'm just lost. San Elijo Beach, State Beach. So that's where I'm thinking anyway. They have a nice campground right on the edge of the road. So looks pretty cool. Some stairs down to the water. So that's where I'm thinking I want to go. It's just under 5 hours from here, and then not too far from there. It's kind of the midpoint, I think, in between here and Pomona, with me wanting to go to the beach. So that will be the plan later this week. I think either Sunday or Monday morning. Again, thank you guys for coming along, and let's get out to the auction and see what we see. Okay, so here was the first one chosen for the top 5. It's the Corvette. Unfortunately, you can't get in here very well. You've got the barricades out pretty far. Can't really see the information. They've got it too far away. But this is the first one they picked on Monday. And then not too far down is the second ribbon that got put out yesterday on this 32 Roadster. Again, I can't get a lot of info from here. Beautiful car. And hopefully any time now they're going to pick the third one for Wednesday. A lot of us figure that this 59 Impala is definitely going to be one, so I'm going to video that now anyway, closely. Luckily we can get to this a lot better, and we can get to the reader board. Yeah, it's going to go fairly quick, but you can pause and read anything that you like. Very nicely done. I'd be surprised if it wasn't top 5. I like the interior a lot. They didn't go too overdone. I like the kind of factory console top, and then they just kind of kept it pretty basic, not over the top all the way through. The leather has a bit of a shine to it, which makes sense for the back in the day, but other than that, it's perfect. I like the color, the stance, the wheels, everything looks just phenomenal. So yeah, I would be shocked if that wasn't a top 5. The fit and finish is amazing. Granted, there isn't a lot of customization to the body itself, but definitely very well put together. Very nice engine compartment. Not overdone. A lot of guys are overdoing it. Yeah, no, this one is pretty awesome. Here's another one I didn't get to record the other day. It was in the back corner. It had a wheel off. It must have had an issue coming in, but it is now set out. So it's a 67 GTO. It's part of the Cup as well. So I'm not sure if it went across the stage, or maybe that's when it had a wheel issue. But it's another beautiful build. Again, not a lot of body customization, but very nicely put together. So there's the information board, and we'll go over the car. I really like this burgundy interior. Again, not over the top, but also over the top. Like, I like the rear console. Definitely looks like it could be factory, but it's got a headliner console as well. It looks really nice. Super classy. I love how they brought the interior color but satin into the engine, something we've done a few times. Looks great.
Amazing fit and finish up front here. A lot of these spots get kind of missed and unaligned. Kind of like that it has a vacuum booster. It just looks right. Wheels are good. Definitely look like a replica of the original Pontiac wheels, but a little further from original than normal. And of course, the red lines go perfect with the upholstery and the engine. Yeah, another one that's definitely competition for the top 5.
Custom built as a tribute to the Cars 2 character Tomber.
515, and now 15,000 times here. I'm gonna give it 5, I'm gonna get 5, I'm gonna get 16, and now 16,005. That's it. I'm gonna get 65. I'm gonna get 17. I'm gonna get 17. I'm gonna get 17. 5, 5, 5. I'm gonna get 17. 5, and I. So $17,000. Shane.
Line number 332.
Alright, just did a walkthrough of all the tents. There's way too many vehicles to go through. So just a quick run through, and now we're going to head in and see what this Fiero goes for.
Fiero GT Custom Predator Extreme. It's got a documented film history, The Fast, the Furious, and Too Fast, Too Furious, and Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. This custom was built by Barrett's Custom Industries. It's got a Barrett's trophy that comes with it.
So 24,000 on 24,000. Mid-time.
Okay, a ribbon has been placed. The Charger is in the top 5, as we figured. My guess is that tomorrow's pick, whichever car it is actually going to be the winner. That's my guess. This car was in Detroit, and it was one of Kevin's favorite cars. Just the color and the way it was put together. Definitely a beautiful car. Super clean build for sure. Even went as far as taking apart the alternator to paint it.
Aaron Allen, among others.
39, $27,000.
Here comes a recreation of the Starsky and Hutch car. This one also coming to us from the Dr. Stuart Berkowitz collection.
So $51,000. Eddie Ray.
A recreation of the car from that 1995 film. Another from the Dr. Stuart Berkowitz collection. Blue paint finish, black interior.
Got another 9. So $23,000. Chris.
All right, day 4. Let's go in. Thursday, busier than heck in here.
What's been the most challenging build you've ever done that you can talk about?
For me, it was a 65 Impala called the Imposter that we built. We took a 1965 Impala and we actually put that body on top of a 2009 Corvette that we had pulled the body off and stretched that chassis 7 5/8 inches. But we shortened the Impala 14 inches overall. And we would get everything done, all the metal work is finished, pull things apart, put all the pieces on the shelf. We'd be working on other parts of the car. Then we'd go to reassemble it to check all the gaps and get ready to paint it. And nothing seemed to want to line up. So we change it and make everything right and get everything fitting. And it seemed like every time we'd take that car apart and put it back together, something needed to be re-gapped and fit. And it was, sometimes I don't know where these gremlins come from, but they come in at night and change things on you. And we just kept coming back and having to fix and make that car right. We had 6 years in it before we finished it.
So this is the other really personal question, was there one particular builder or designer or some person in your life that influenced either you getting into what you're doing today or the design and style that you use?
Well, for me, it was, of course, my father. And my father worked for Gene Winfield. So at the age of 3 on the weekends, I would go to Gene's shop with him. And it was amazing to watch these crews build these cars. And the coolest thing about that for me was the fact that Hot Wheels was building Hot Wheels of those cars that they were building. And of course, AMT was building the plastic model kits. So I always had cars in my pocket, Hot Wheels in my pocket of the cars that my father and the crew was building. And then I was able to build a plastic model kit of the same cars that they were building. Then when I met Alex Tribulus, who was a designer, he was a good friend of my father's. I met him when I was 7 years old. He taught me more about how to draw. And I remember when I first saw his artwork, I thought, that's what I really want to do. And then I was lucky enough to go to work with Boyd Coddington and learned a ton working with Boyd, but really enjoyed working with the other guys at the shop, getting to know Marcel DeLay at Marcel's Custom Metal. And that was a complete second college education for me. Working with those guys every day, building those one-off bodies, that was better than college for me. I learned so much working with Marcel and Luke and Mark and bringing those projects back into Boyd's shop and finishing them. But yeah, the other one is Mark Sternberger and Alon Clinet, when I worked for them, which was a design firm in Santa Barbara. But you know, there's not any one person other than my dad that really inspired me, because my dad was my hero and I wanted to be as good as my dad. And to this day, he's still my hero. But we had several women that worked on overhauling, and I absolutely enjoyed working with them, and they were so talented and they really wanted to prove themselves. And one of them, of course, was Jessie Combs, who we met when we did a build at Wyotech. And then when she graduated, we brought her in, and she started working with us on overhauling. And then we had Sherry, and Sherry's job, she did all of the dashes on the car. So whoever I had take the car apart, it was their job to make sure that everything was correct and put back together in the end. And Sherry did a fantastic job, and she was with us for quite a while. And you know, now we also have women that are customers. They're coming in and they want their car. But something that I don't really discuss a lot, but a lot of times when a guy comes in and he wants us to build their car, I'm listening to what they say, but I also pay a lot of attention to what their wives like. And a lot of times I'll go to their homes and I'll see the way that she has decorated the home, or the way they've decorated their home together. And what I'm actually doing when I'm designing is I'm designing for her as well, because in the end, we're building a car for a couple, not just the man that's ordering it, but I'm building something that my hopes and my dreams are that she's going to enjoy that car as much as he is, and that they can enjoy that car together. And a lot of times the guy will say, this is what I want, but I know that she's not going to enjoy that. And my job is to figure out how to adjust what he wants so that both of them will love that car. We built at Foose Design a late model Ford F-150 for a company called Real Truck, and that will be a charity auction today at 3:30. And actually, Audrey is holding up a shirt of the drawing of the truck. All the proceeds from the sale of this truck will be going to Progeria Research Foundation, which is a charity that's very near and dear to my heart. I had a sister, Amy Foose, who passed away in December of 1985. She was born with progeria, and at the time that she was born, nothing was being done in that world. But then later, a young man named Sam was born. He had progeria, and his parents started the Progeria Research Foundation, which I've been working with for several years. My mom was actually the California president of the chapter in California. She now lives here in Arizona. But all the proceeds will go towards Progeria Research Foundation and finding a cure for progeria. And progeria is rapid aging. So at the age of 16, my sister Amy was 3 feet 2 inches tall, weighed 26 pounds, but had a heart the size of America. And everybody that met Amy just fell in love with Amy. And, you know, when there's a disease around, the funding that goes towards that disease is generally there's a lot of people that need help. But when there are only about 200 children worldwide with this disease, nobody wants to put money towards that, because, you know, they're looking to find a cure for something that a lot of people need. You're not going to make a lot of money trying to cure 200 people. So thankfully, you know, the Burns started Progeria Research Foundation to help these kids. And with the sale of this truck, hopefully we can help to find that cure. Thank you.
Okay, here's the fourth pick, 69 Ford F100. Unique car here. It's a George Barris build from a show I've never heard of, My Mother, the Car. It's a TV stunt car that drove itself, and it's a 1921 Ford Model T. But some pretty neat ingenuity in here. So here's the car that drove itself. And how they accomplished that was down here. Not sure how the lighting will work, but here's your steering wheel. There's your seat. You have a foot bar down there near the ground and periscope through the seat. Not sure how well it works. It's really old, but you look through that slot or that slot behind this seat and your vision is out of here through the back of the seat. And then there's also mirrors down underneath for backing up. You can see it down near the ground here. So you got like a backup mirror. And then your periscope on the other side here. I'm sure it's all dirty. I'm not sure if you can see out of that or not. It looks like you might be able to. Really cool car. Now I'll have to watch the movie.
So 90,000. 64 Amphicar 770. Now it's powered by 1147cc 4-cylinder engine, backed by a 4-speed manual transmission. This car has been thoroughly water and road tested. Here's lot number 754. I'm here to buy sold $140,000. Oh, come on, Scott. Sold $102,000 for International Metro Snap-on Tools Van Recreation. Sold $125,000. Mary. The Ford Spec console. $1,000 and I sold $110,000. AC-10 custom pickup, short bed pickup for sending meticulous 3-year nut and bolt frame off restoration. That was sold $78,000. Internet. Here's on. Y'all done? No sir. So $127,000. So $79,000. The custom 1987 Buick Grand National. So $85,000. Jody. Description change.
Recreation of the automobile from the 1984 film Ghostbusters.
Give me 530. I'm at 575. I'm at 175. I'm at 180,000 on it. I'm at 180. I'm at 185. I'm at 185.90. I'm at 190. 190. 190. 100. I'm at 92. I'm at 110. Come on out there, Scottsdale. Let's get it going. I'm at 20 here. I'm at 20, 20, 15, 20. I'm at 20 here. I'm at 20. I'm at 30. I'm at 55. I'm at 235. I'm at 40. I'm at 240. 245. I'm at 50. I'm at 245. 50. I'm at 560. I'm at 260. I'm at 260. I'm at 260. Come on, Scottsdale. We ain't afraid of no goes. Come on, let's get it done. I'm at 60. I'm at 160. I'm at 260 and now 5. Now 70. I'm at 270. 8 out here. I'm at 70.
I'm happy you want to let it go. It's how bad you wanted 59.
I'm at 70. I'm at 70 pound hand. Yes sir. Yes sir. Yes sir. And I'm at 70 pound body. I'm at 260s online. You gotta be 5, sir. I'm at 70. Now 5. No sir. Now you gotta be 5. You're late again. I'm at 275. Are you done? I'm at 279. 5. I'm at 75.
Are you gonna let go of the other car?
Sold it. 200.
All right, Scottsdale. And another big thank you to the Berkowitz family.
I'm just happy it went
Opportunity it's been
more
for
than
Barrett-Jackson. Have the honor to sell these.
At the end of the day, I have to make sure that happened too.
What's
Dr.
that?
Berkowitz worked
Yeah,
so
well,
hard for so
when you
long
made yours
to make them
worth
just
it.
exactly the way they need.
Collection. This is lot 785.
But you had to do that.
Description
Because
change
if you didn't fight for that, you
it wasn't
10 people.
Back to the Future. Recreation. They sourced the car directly from the DeLorean Motor Company. They started with actual miles. This car comes with all kinds of documentation for this recreation. Purchase and deal papers, the vehicle purchase order, and also autographed by Christopher Lloyd.
A little more on my monitor.
Yeah, we take it to Halloween last year. We parked in my sister's driveway and handed out candy. Yeah.
I'm at 30, 40, 30, 40. I'm at 40, 50. I'm at 50, 60. I'm at 70, 80. I'm at 90, 90, 80, 90. Don't start at 80 here. I'll take 5. Now 90. I'm at 85. I'm at 90, now 5. I'm at 95. I'm at 90, 100. I'm at 95, 110. I'm at 110, 10, 20. I'm at 10, 20. I'm at 10, 20. I'm at 10, 20. I'm at 10, 20.
This thing they got up to.
I'm at 10, 20.
how much are you yours for?
What a film, and kind of immortalized the DeLorean DMC-12. Again, this is a recreation. It comes straight from the Dr. Markowitz collection. The same collection which came the Ghostmobile recreation.
110, sir. Not 10, no, sir. Not 10, not 20. What are you doing? 20. Here you get 15. Gotta go.
Well, I'd save work and then I'd show you when I have to change the wheels about.
20. And now 20 bits here. Now 20. Now 20 bits here. Now 20. You better get in quick, my friend. Here we go. I'm at 120, pound on 1.5. I'm at 120, pound on 1.5. How you done?
Probably wants that big time bidders badge more than he wants another car.
Then you should have bought the Ghostbusters.
20,000.
What are you doing?
Number 786.
What are you doing?
Toyota Land Cruiser FJ40 was delivered new to Venezuela. It's been restored. That was completed in 2019. 4.2 liter 2.6-cylinder engine. Panels replaced by newly fabricated pieces made of galvanized steel as needed.
Well, we didn't come for this, but we got it. Okay, good afternoon. Here on Friday, the 5th vehicle has been picked for the Barrett Cup. It is the Impala. I did a good video of this the other day, so I should have that, but the 59 Impala got the 5th ribbon. It's a gorgeous car, so not surprised.
Okay, good morning everybody. It is finally Saturday, as they call it at Barrett-Jackson, Super Saturday. So, I left the auction early yesterday. It was just getting to be a lot for day 5. I was wiped out. I think I was sleeping by 7 o'clock last night. So it's 8:30 Saturday morning. Just going through my garage on the app here. A few things I wanted to look at yesterday were a couple of Blazers. There was a 72 Blazer sold for $77,000. Another Blazer the same year, $88,000. Sammy Hagar's 62 Thunderbird I was looking at sold for $69,000. And then the Richard Rollins 72 GMC 1500 pickup truck. They called it the Skid Mark, Texas Skid Mark. I don't know if it was on their TV show or just the YouTube, but I believe it went to SEMA and stuff like that. It sold for quite a bit, $269,500. So that's a lot of money for that truck. It's a beautiful truck, but you know, it's just your typical LS lowered 1500, right? Then there's another 72 Blazer, $154,000. Another one for $159,500. So things are looking good for JF today with his Blazer. I have it in this list as well. And just for fun, I wanted to see what the Cyber Beast Foundation Series 2024 Tesla Cybertruck went for. Only $126,500. So I thought that was pretty cheap. You could just peel the American flag wrap off if you don't want that. And then today there's a car hauler, like a 2013 GMC crew cab car hauler with a matching trailer running through. I want to look at that. A couple more Blazers, and then the most important is item number 1365, which is the 77 Ford F-150 Huna truck. So that's the one I've really been wanting to see how that goes. There's going to be a lot of value to collectors wanting to buy this. So I think the truck alone would be about $250,000 to $350,000 just because of what's all put into it and what it's been through, but being that it's Ken Block's and his passing, I think it's going to skyrocket over $1 million. I'm not sure if there's anything tied to it for any kind of charity or anything like that, or if this is just his family selling it, or if they even own it. I don't even know who owns it. I don't know a lot about the truck, but I just was surprised to see it here and excited to see what it goes for. Well, as there's a really crazy 6x6 2012 Hummer. It's been six-wheel drive, put like an Hummer EV roof on it, and a lot of weird things to it, but it's pretty crazy looking. It's LS'd with a 8-into-1 exhaust, so I'm really hoping to hear it run. There's also a 6x6 G-Wagon 2014, and then the other big vehicle is a movie-related Batmobile that's going through. Beverly Hillbillies truck is going through, and then there's a 66 GTO Monkey Mobile recreation, a 67 Bell helicopter recreation, which I think is like the Bat helicopter, so I want to see that. A twin engine Corvette that's going through, a Hot Wheels trailer, and then I have a bunch more Blazers in here, and then of course ending near the end of the night will be JF's 72 Blazer, and then a really cool cab over haul vehicle as well. So I've kind of picked out the things that I like and things that I like to see what they go for in the custom world. So that'll be today's objective, is look over all these. And of course I've been following the Barrett Cup. All of those have been awarded their ribbon for the top 5, so we know the top 5. We'll definitely be looking at that. I believe that's around noon today, so that won't be too long. Pretty excited to get out there, and it's going to be a long day. I think the auction runs till like 10:30. It should be good and loud and lots of fun.
D-Ron Helderman. 20, 5 years, 5, 20, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, down 30, and out to 50, 50, 50, and out 50,000. I'm going to be 45, 50, I'm going to be 45, I'm going to be down to $50,000, I'm going to be 50, I'm going to be 50, 45 with Jody down 50, and out 45, 50, I'm going to be 45, 50, I'm going to be 45, $50,000, $50,000, so $45,000, Jody.
Powered by the brand new 495 horsepower GM Performance. $102,000.
GM LS3 engine, automatic transmission, 205 transfer case, aluminum fuel tank and brake lines, rebuilt 6-lug front and rear axles.
Nice. Sold $147,000.
He titled as a 1972 Chevrolet KS Blazer. It's got a GM Performance Parts Gen 5 LT1 V8 with the Connect and Cruise package.
$180,000.
The Barrett-Jackson Cup is something that was initially created back in Reno a number of years ago. It was a great event. It went kind of quiet for a while, and then Greg and company decided they wanted to bring it back. So these are the finalists for this year's event. We had 2 judges this year. One was Troy Trepanier and the other is Bobby Alloway, 2 of the finest custom creators in the country. And let's talk about the quality of the cars this year and how hard was it to come up, don't tell us who the winner is, but how hard was it to come up with a winner?
Rick, the quality this year was way above anything we've had. We could have picked another 15 or 20 cars out of the bunch, and it's really, really hard because you look what's on stage and these cars are near perfect, really they are.
Now, we were talking about the fact that, once upon a time, you had to be a very accomplished builder with all these skills. But with all the parts that are available to buy, it's really changed this world, hasn't it?
It has, it really has, and the technology that's got gone, the computer programs and stuff like that, where they can push a button and make a part now.
Just that simple, you can have the parts made, and then, roadster shop chassis, crate engines.
Back when I was growing up, it was really hard because we had to do all of that stuff. Now you can just about buy most of the stuff, but you still have to have the quality about putting it together and knowing what to do with it and the eye to make the whole thing work. You can have all the best pieces in the world and it's still not be a good looking car.
As I say, it's one thing to be a mechanic. It's one thing to put the pieces together. How hard is it to get the finish, the paint, the edges smooth? How hard is that work?
Well, that's the hard part. Building a car is not a problem. Finishing a car is the problem. And looking at every little corner. As builders like me and Troy, we look at the places that's really hard to finish that we know that's hard.
All right, so Bobby Alloway, once again, one of the judges. So let's give Bobby Alloway and Troy Trepanier a big round of applause. They have the hardest job of the week trying to come up with those. We should also talk about the fact that we have some amazing trophies. I'm going to have someone bring one of these up in just a moment. Check this out. This is made of Craftsman wrenches. Each one of them bent and put into a particular location and then titanium plated. They did an amazing job. This week we had 45 cars that were entered into the Barrett-Jackson Cup. Now, I should say there were more cars that entered. Those are the 45 cars that were actually chosen to be a part of the competition. Each finalist will receive a Garage Royalty slat wall and cabinet set. They're each going to get a $500 gift certificate from Summit Racing Equipment and TMI Products. They're all going to get a set of one-of-a-kind custom wheels from Revo Forged. And finally, each one is going to get one of those special trophies that you saw right there that was sponsored by Craftsman, Pride Metal Craft, and Advanced Plating. And then there's the Ultimate Best in Show Award. That car, that truck, the winner today will receive $20,000. So that's what they're competing for. All these finalists have won the runner-up awards. Now the question is, which one is going to get the best in show? That $20,000 check. Now let's walk through and we're going to introduce our finalists, but we're not going to do it in any particular order. We'll start over here with that 1932 Ford Roadster. The owner is Mackenzie Murphy. It was built by Johnson's Hot Rod Shop. So please give that car a big round of applause. Right beside me is the 1968 Dodge Charger, owned by Ed Ganzanati, built by Classic Car Studio. Let's give this Charger a round of applause. A 1966 Corvette. The owner is Alex Short. It was built by Streamline Custom Designed. Another big round of applause, please. A Ford F-100. The owner is Troy Peck. It was built by Scott's Hot Rods and Customs. Big round of applause for that Ford F-100. And the final finalist, a 1959 Chevrolet Impala owned by Dave and Robin Rush, built by Steve Cook Creations. So once again, those are our 5 finalists for the Barrett-Jackson Cup. The cars that have been seen here all week, the cars that you've been voting on for the best of show, and of course the cars that Bobby Alloway and Troy Trepanier have been trying to figure out what is going to be the ultimate best in show. And
absolutely incredible. The builders are amazing, and it's an honor for us to be here today with those folks and these cars.
Craig, let's talk about the importance of bringing back the Barrett-Jackson Cup. Why does it matter?
To what Steve just said, I grew up restoring one-off classics. These are the new one-off classics of today. It's getting craftsmanship. As we look at who is going to carry the torch going forward and get people into car collecting, it's these type of cars. It is the uniqueness of them. It is the workmanship, and as we're selling a truck for Mike Rowe later, it's teaching trades and teaching people to have that attention to detail. I also love the throwback to when a pickup truck first won the Cup in Reno, and you have 2 pickup trucks as the finalists. A whole gamut of collector cars that are getting modified are right here.
And now is the time to reveal the winner, and we're going to start with the People's Choice Award. The winner is that 1985 Chevrolet C10. The owner is Bruce Griffin from Lincoln, Alabama. Goolsby Customs is the builder. A big round of applause for that C10. It's got a Pace Performance engine, 525 horsepower, Roadster Shop spec chassis, full interior. Exterior is finished in light blue metallic, frost white, custom orange, and you have to check out how they have tucked and shaved the bumpers. Ladies and gentlemen, the People's Choice Award right there for the Barrett-Jackson Cup. All right, now it is time to introduce the ultimate best in show winner. And as you can tell in talking with Bobby how difficult it was to come up with the winner. Of the 5 finalists, only one can get that $20,000 check. And the winner of the 2025 Barrett-Jackson Cup, presented by Castrol, the ultimate best in show, is the 1968 Dodge Charger. The owner is Ed Ganzanati, built by Classic Car Studio. Congratulations, the 2025 Barrett-Jackson Cup Ultimate Best in Show, presented by Castrol. A $20,000 check. Come on, Scottsdale. Show them how much you appreciate the work that went into this car. We have to big a huge thank you to all the people who participated, all the folks who built cars that were entered and were allowed to compete, and of course our 5 finalists. And with that, now let's get back to the auction and Super Saturday.
$250,000. $315,000. Gone in 60 seconds. Official nameplate emblems with the vehicle. It is powered by the Era Correct 429 cubic inch Ford AA dove heads with the roller cam, built by LA Performance.
Oh, there's my Eleanor. Half a $300,000. Put $300,000 to $40,000 down 80, now 80 to 80, 90, now 90, 190,000, 90, now 222. I'll take the 5, down to 20, now 220, now 20, now 20, now 15, up and down 20, now 220, now $220,000 down to 40, now 40, now $240,000, $240,000 down, down, 49, 40, 40, divide all through, all done, $240,000, now $240,000, 540, 235, 40, you tell them one more time.
Here's a car with a 3-inch Cerakoted exhaust, a Sanderson Shorty headers, 3-inch Spin Tech mufflers, 4 9-inch rear end.
All through, all done, I have sold $235,000. Sold $245,000. The call, $100,000. Now $100,000. 10, 10, 110. You up top, 10, 10, 20, 120, 130. 100 now, 20, 20, 30 now, 30. Isaac's in the lead. Now 40, now 60, now $70,000. $270,000. Now $350,000. Now $350,000. 60. Now he died. Oh, $350,000.
110, I'm a 610, how you doing again? I'm a 610, hand high. Everybody sure. Sold it, $600,000.
$400,000, $400,000, now $400,000, now $400,000,
770 horsepower, supercharged illuminator engine, ladies and gentlemen, 10-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters.
Ford, age you gonna be 90, and now $390,000. Sold $380,000.
There's a Hogan built, no expense, spared restoration, powered by the 427 cubic inch supercharged LS3 engine, 5-speed automatic transmission, KMC wheels, JL audio system.
Can't go wrong at this price.
And now 10, 10, 10, and now $7 to $10,000. So $307,000.
The Hoonigan truck, the 1977 150. Now this is the same type of truck that Ken Block used to learn to drive in, but this was on his famous videos. His videos are the first videos that really broke the internet. His fantastic driving. Here is his son, Micah. His wife is also up here. The family came to watch this.
$100,000 down 1, 20, 50, 50, $100 to get down 2, and $200,000 down to get down $800 down to get $800 down 850, 900, 950, and $950,000 and $950 and $950,000 down to get down 1, you want to pay to get down 950 and $950 and $950,000 down to get down 950 and $950. I'll take 25 if you want to. Sold it, $900,000 on the phone, Laura.
Here, Barrett-Jackson on Super Saturday. Here's on number 1366 is next across the block tonight.
You and $900,000 and $900,000. Now what you got? Why did it get out? What? Oh, Emma, 875, 875, 875, let him back in. 875, 5, 875, down, to get 875, 5, on him, here to get all through. You sure? Sold for $850,000.
613 actual miles.
All right, heading up, what are you paying? How about $100 on him here? And $600 on the 6.5, and $650, and now $700,000. That's $1 million is bid. And right, heading up, $1,000,001, and $1,000,001 is bid, and $1,000,002. Sold for $1,100,000.
Sugar Creek built this truck, a hell-fit engine in it. Cue the video.
I run a foundation called Microworks that awards work ethic scholarships to people who want to learn a skill that's in demand. People like these guys. At Microworks, we don't believe an expensive 4-year degree is the only path to success. We believe that hard work, combined with the mastery of a skill that's in demand.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for coming out. I only got 30 seconds, so let me first of all thank Greg and Carolyn Jackson. Thank you so much for inviting me to make this happen.
$1 million, $9.5 million, $1 million now, $1 million is bid, $1 million one, $1 million one, $1,500,000 is bid, $1,600,000, $1,600,000, $1,500,000, $1,600,000, $1,600,000, $1,500,000, and I have sold it, $1,500,000.
So much, I don't know who did that, but just good God, man, I promise you every penny. Work ethic scholarships. We're going to train the next generation.
And 3,800,000 on it. And 3,888. And 3,800,000 on it. Out of it, get 888. And 3,000,007 is bid upstairs. On the phones, you're all out. And 3,800,000. Say, go ahead, Craig.
It is my honor to say, sold to Mr. Rick Hendrick.
You got it. Thank you, Rick.
We want to put up a graphic here. Rick, you've been a champion of so many great causes here. We didn't know this one I knew was going to be a dogfight. I want to thank our runner-up bidders also. They bought a lot of great charity cars, but you have bought 38 charity cars for over $25 million, now I guess $29 million almost, and you've helped us with so many great charities over the years. Your generosity has helped millions. Thank you, Mr. H. Give him a hand.
Powered by the GM Performance 520.
So, for $180,000, two description change since the catalog, a 1972 Chevrolet K5 Blazer custom SUV, 800-hour restoration with modifications in 2023. Started with an original factory body. It's got a 6.0-liter LS-based LQ4 V8, a 3-speed automatic. It's got a dual-range transfer case. It's got a Positrack limited slip rear differential. $300,000, and now to the trade, now $25, $50, and now $50, $75, $100, $125, and now $150,000, and now $150,000, and now $150,000, This has been restored by JF Customs in British Columbia. Freshly rebuilt 6.0-liter LS V8 with a 3-speed automatic, and it's got off-road enhancements.
$160,000, oh, and now $160,000, now $75,000, and now $75,000, and now $160,000, $75,000, and now $75,000, and now $285,000, $85,000, and now $200,000, what do we do? And now $200,000, and now $200,000,
They acquired this vehicle in 2019, extensive 800-hour restoration. They wrapped it up in 2023. It is ready to be bought and enjoyed 300 test miles.
Juniors at 175, B&B 200, and now to 80, 80, 85 2, and now juniors at 85 and 2, and now to the 2, down to the guys now, 85 and 2, and now to $200,000, down to 200, and now to $200,000, and now to $200,000, and he'll get 190, 85 and $190,000, down to 190, and now 90, $190,000. $185,000 junior.
Changes have been made. Here's a 2012 AM General Humvee F1 6x6. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be titled the 2012 AM General Spec Con. Supercharged crate engine, backed by a 10-speed automatic transmission, all-wheel steering. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at the 6x6 Humvee.
$100,000 on it, and $400,000 on it, out of it, get out $450.
Arms, here's a beautiful 6x6.
$550, and $550, and $550, and $550,000 on it, out of it, get out $5.5, a $5.5 pie. I'm gonna get out $475, I'm gonna get out $475 pie, and $475, and $475,000 on it, I'm gonna get all through, all done, and $475 pie, $475 now half. Sold for $450,000, 280, and 280, now 80, now 85, and 285.
285, paid 285 outright. At 280, served it every other time. 287, and 290, and 290,000. Sold for 287.
Incredible opportunity to own the second of only 30 F5 Roadsters ever to be built worldwide. This is America's hypercar, hand-built in the great state of Texas. Our owners are an incredible group of people, one of which here is Mr. Rick Hendrick. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been engineered to go over 300 miles an hour. This is your chance to get the car before we break that record.
There we go.
2,000,001, and 2,000,001, and 2,000,001, down, I'm gonna get down, two is good, now one, and 2,000,001, and 2,100,000 pound, down, I'm gonna get down, so you're looking, and 2,000,001, and 2,100,000 pound, down, I'm gonna get down, and 2,050,000, Scottsdale, get as loud as you can with me, because we have sold for $2 million.
The new top seller, an American hypercar.
3 AMG 6x6 as we ease it over.
Right, had to get down $1 million here. Right, had to get down what you paying, and 250, and 250, and $5.5 down, I'm gonna get down what you want to pay, and $5.5, and 550, Shane, go ahead.
One of approximately 100 examples that were built in Graz, Austria, ladies and gentlemen. The turbo upgrade is $40,000 alone. Riding on big 37-inch Pro Comp Extreme M2 tires with just 5,471 miles.
550, I'd had to get down $5.5, and 600, and 600 pounds an hour, and 600 pounds an hour, out of it all through, and 700 pounds an hour, and 785, and now 700 pounds an hour. Hey, this will do it there, and 700 pounds an hour, I'm gonna get down 70, get down 70, get down 700 pound hour, I'm gonna get down to get this thing, I did to get all through, all done, and 700 pound hour, and 700 pound hour, now have sold for 685.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1414, built by Barrett Customs in November of 1966, used on the ABC TV's Batman series and the Batman the movie, acquired by the collector in 2000.
And 250,000 on it, I'm gonna get down to $2.5, and 425, and 425,000 on it, and a half. Sold for $450,000. Emmett.
Lot number 1414.1, Mr. Jackson, that's what it's going to be. One of only 5 built by Mr. George Barris himself, the Beverly Hillbillies. This is based on a 1921 Oldsmobile and vintage Ford truck chassis. Once again, from the remarkable Berkowitz collection. It's going to be sold in the bill of sale.
All right, Eddie, what are you paying? How many $100? How many $100?
This is the original one. We sold it here, as I said earlier, from Ron Pratt. It was the only one that they used in the TV series.
90 pounds an hour, 90 pounds an hour, 100 pounds an hour, 10,000 an hour. Stills are in the lead at 110. Sold for $110,000.
Now, normally what happens is you have a car and they make a Hot Wheels out of it. Well, here we have a Hot Wheels that they made a car out of it.
Get a 100 pound dollar, a 100 pound dollar, down to get a one, how to get 100 pounds right now, and 75, 100 pounds an hour, down to get a one, and you know, what you paying 50, 75, and 75, 5, and 75 pounds an hour, down to get a 175, 175 pounds an hour, down to get a what you want to pay where, 175 pounds an hour, all through, 175.
This is a buy right here.
175, through and everybody done, 175 pounds an hour, down to get a 175 and a half.
Let's start it up and hear it run before we hit that hammer. Start it up, Sean P.
175 pounds an hour, down to get a 175, heads up.
Both motors.
175 down to get a 175, 175, and 175. Sold for $150,000.
That was a buy right there.
Well, they definitely lost a bunch of money. All right, that's a wrap for Barrett-Jackson 2025. It's Saturday night, heading to the camper to get ready to head to California tomorrow to carry on with this trip. Thanks for following along, and we'll see you on the next one.